the B18-544 and the early Amazons shared a bronze bush idler setup, and this car has got a little bit of play on it, as noted by its MOT recently. So let's go and replace the bronze bushes on the B18-544, and the same task on the earlier Amazons as well. Let's go to the bench. First task is to pop out the grease nipple. Then off with that top lock nut. Off comes the washer, and then you have a little nylon washer there as well. Just pop the idler off and set aside the other lower nylon washer and inspect the idler arm itself. Well, this one's just acceptable. It's obviously spent a fair amount of time not being greased, as witnessed by the corrosion top and bottom here, but I don't feel that's going to be a big problem. I think we're going to be okay on that. There. And there's our old bronze bushes. So we're going to drift those out next. Okay, so we're going to support it on something that will receive the old bush. And as it happens, my 9/16 socket is just the perfect size to drift this out. So just make sure you haven't caught any of the casting metal. There it goes. Okay, that's one of the bushes out, and you can see the other one is just sitting slightly proud.
Show me that again.
Okay, one bush down, so we get another little extension drift in there, and out with the second bush. There we go. And there's the two bushes out now. So, reassembly. I've gone in and used some Scotch-Brite on the old shaft. And as I say, that's just acceptable. I'm not overly pleased with it, but it's good enough. So I'm going to go with that. Now, unlike the Kingpins, it doesn't really matter how we press in the two new bushes, because what happens is you've got a central feed here of the grease, which then goes up the scroll groove and ejects out the top, and that scroll groove goes from the top to the bottom of the bush in one run. So it matters not what orientation you put in at all. So let's just go back and press the new bush in. I'm just going to protect the top edge of that bush with a little sheet of aluminium. There we go, that's the first one in. Centralize it. there we go. There's our new pair of bronze bushes installed. Now, as with all pressed in bushes, at the moment it is undersized and we've got to ream it out to the 18mm diameter of the idle arm. So, adjustable reamer. That's too loose now, so I'm going to go in another quarter of a turn. There we go. Right, into the vise and start reaming. And off we go. There we go, so that's got rid of the burrs on the groove channel. And so, another quarter turn. That's getting closer. Ooh. Well, I think that's it actually. I'm rather pleased with that. Nice bit of resistance there. And a good blow with the air line just to make sure there's no swarf left in there. Okay, let's just pop the grease nipple in first. That wants to be pointing down and forward, so about that angle there, which is, that looks good to me. That should be perfect for getting at the grease point. Perhaps you could actually have it pointing upwards if you wanted to get it from top of from the engine bay rather than from underneath, but that's good for me. A gentle splodge of grease on the shaft. Put the nylon washer on. There it goes. There's the top shaft. Make sure you cleaned up the side of the washer nicely. That goes on. Throw away your old nylock and pop on the new one. go. And load it with grease until it ejects both ends. There we go. Clear away the excess grease. And we're done. There is our rebuilt arm. And of course, it's very important, particularly before the MOT, but basically every certainly 2,000 miles, to be greasing all these points as well. But certainly before an MOT, because if you put some grease in there, they're not going to fail it for sloppy play if it's in good condition. One idle arm.